Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna and I make Animal Crossing videos every single week. So if you're into that, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Today we're going to be working on 5 small spaces that you can do on your beach or just for your island in general. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. We're going to start the first build with this small little section that's next to one of my villager homes. So for all of the builds for this video, I'm going to transform each section and make it look more like people are walking around, selling stuff, or trying to do everyday chores. I'm doing that so it can look more like a town and people are actually living here. For this section, I want it to be a juice stand where all of my villagers can come here and grab some drinks. So that's why I added a bistro table right there so that any of my villagers can come and sit down and relax. And I'm just imagining this area is owned by the villager that lives at the house next to this, and them waking up every morning to set up their shop just to sell some of their juices to pay off Tom Nook for their house debt, because same. But yeah, we're going to finish the build by adding the fruit dispenser and adding the simple panels I've customized in the wine shelf design, adding some wooden stools, and I found this cute lemon basket umbrella design, so I'm going to add it here with some bottles. And here's how the build ended up looking. It turned out super cute. I love everything about this build. Now for the next build, we're going to be decorating these 2 rock formations that I know a bunch of you have these rock formations and probably left them alone because it's not big enough to decorate, but I'll show you guys what you can do with these babies. I'm going to first add a pathway. The first one, I'm just going to add a garden wagon with a lady tending to her flowers and a cute little pumpkin. The second one, I'm going to create a little area for my villagers or for anyone that comes to my island and would like to take some pictures. This is a nice spot for it. I'm going to add the table and flowers on top to add some color here, and to fill up the empty space, I'm adding these green leaf designs and pine cone. And here's how the build ended up looking. Super easy and cute, and you can add these 2 to any part of your island. On to the third section, which is a bit longer than the other ones that you've seen. So for this section, I really wanted to build an apple orchard. I would have loved to add it to my actual island, but I thought about this super late, so I decided to add it here on my beach. So I'm going to add a few coconut trees to surround the area, and then I'm going to add a stall where we will have someone trying to sell some apple pie and jam, because you know it's rough out here. If you're not a fan of apples, you can do the same with the other fruits. I love the peach pie one because it looks like a rose. I didn't use that one here because I've overused that pie all over my island, so I decided to switch it up. I'm going to be finishing this side of my beach today, and I'm going to be finishing the left side in the next video. I was originally going to finish all of my beaches in one video, but that didn't work out. Life was lifing, so after the next video, I will be officially done and ready to tour my island. I'm also trying to finish the inside of my houses. My house is supposed to represent Belle's house, so I'm going to be transforming my basement into Maurice's workshop and adding the living room from the little bit that the movie gave us. The rest I'm just going to imagine and create just a regular cottagecore home. Then I have to finish the Beast Castle, Gaston's Tavern, and the little bookseller that I created. So a lot of house to decorate. So yeah, I'm almost done with this build. The cool part about all of these builds is that they all connect together, but I broke them all into different areas, and you can definitely use this on your island. And you can switch the coconut trees with the apple trees or whichever fruit you decide to use. I was actually going to stop here after adding the leaf stools, but I decided to add another small little section here. I wanted to add a rug here with a cute little umbrella that I got from Nook's Cranny. So I'm using this green gingham rug, which I love the design, by the way. It's super vintage, and look how cute the umbrella is. I decided to switch up the fruit and add this orange jam, and a lady here selling her orange pound cake with her buddy the rabbit. I actually love this area by itself, but I love it together with the rest of the area. Once I add the pound cake and the lady here working, we are done with the build. Here is how the build ended up looking. This one is on my list of favorite builds I've created so far. Super cute, and you should definitely create this on your island. Now onto the 4th build. This build is the longest one out of all 5, so bear with me. Honestly, what makes this longer than the rest is that I used more custom designs here compared to the other areas, and I'm extending the path further down the beach, so minus the path, this would be easy a 2-minute decorating video. But I love including how I lay the path down so that those who get confused or want to know how I do it can see. I know when I started off, I had no idea how to use the path. I was creating a straight line with it and it was looking weird. And then I gave up and I started using the in-game path designs that they give you, and I hated how jagged the edges are. I wish they were smooth, but that triggered me, so I went back to custom designs. And then I just watched a bunch of videos of people laying down the path, and I took all of their advice and I started doing my own thing. So for this section, I'm keeping up with the theme of having a cottagecore beach and making it look like people are actually living here. This is Belle's little town, so I wanted to include the little people as well. So here I'm going to create a mini farm because I had some leftover pumpkins that I didn't want to get rid of, and I wanted to create a little storefront with a windmill in the back to make it look like more of a farm. But I also didn't want to block off the background where Belle is, so I kept that in mind while I was building this. I'm definitely going to miss this island a lot when I finish it. I always wanted to do a cottagecore island, but I never got a chance to do it until now, and I just really love everything about this island. And I know that I created it, so it sounds a little bit biased to say, but I do love this island a lot. It's so cute and cozy. I'm so ready for the tropical fairy mermaid core that I will be bringing sometime in December. I was debating if I should pick the southern hemisphere since I hate decorating in the snow, or if I should just pick the northern hemisphere and then time travel to the summertime and then just build from there until real life catches up with the game, but we'll see. But I also wanted to create an all Christmas island that's also on my to-do list, but I'm not sure. I've seen a couple of people on YouTube do it already and I kind of want to do it, maybe for next year. We'll see. I also need your help deciding on an island name for my mermaid fairy core island. I have a few in mind, but it's so hard to choose. I will create a community poll where you guys can vote on which island name you think will fit, so keep an eye out for that because I need help. But anyways, going back to the build, I decided to create the storefront near the entrance, which is a little bit further away from Belle, so you can still see everything. So I'm just building up the surrounding area and making it look more greener and more cottagecore-y, kind of more like a farm, if that makes sense. Because here I'm just going to create the storefront where there's a little mini farm next to it and then a little farmer trying to sell his crops to the villagers. When I want to make a building, I usually use the castle tower and surround it with the medieval side buildings, but I decided to use the storefront and the covered counter to create a mini store or like a building. So this is where the farmer will go and get some more crops and sell it to people. I really wish that we had actual buildings that we can place down or like little stalls. Like I wish I can place all of these stalls that are in Harv's Island and place them on my island instead, but whatever. I'm almost done with the build. I'm just adjusting everything because I kind of placed it a little bit too forward, so now I just have to push everything back, and then I'm just going to add a few food items and we're done with the build. Here is how the build ended up looking. I love this little pathway leading to the beach and then into the little mini farm. We also have Ellie here looking so beautiful. I love a farm on the beach. I feel like a lot of people don't do that and it just looks so cute. Now onto the fifth build for today, which is on this side next to my airport. For this one, I wanted to create an area where we see some ladies washing clothes and cooking, probably making food for their families or to sell, because you know how hard it is out here when you owe money to Tom Nook. I came up with the idea for this section when I was looking through my storage and I noticed that I had so many cottagecore items that I haven't used, and I saw the clay furnace and I thought this would look so good in a house or outside, and I thought it would look so cute if I create an area with it. So I placed it and I just started decorating around it, and I came up with this idea of having some ladies hanging out, maybe gossiping, I don't know, trying to pass the time. And when I placed the clay furnace, just like the last build, I didn't want to block the background where I have the bistro and the buildings, so I had to be mindful of what to place there and where I placed the clay furnace. So I'm going to finish placing down the dirt path, and then I'm just going to fill up the in-betweens with some flowers and weeds. With the dirt path, I don't really have a precise way of how I want it. I just want to fill up these spaces as much as I can with the custom designs. And now I'm going to add some clotheslines to make it look like they're washing their clothes and drying their clothes. I found the stack of clothes and I thought it would look really cute if I added here on top of the log stool to make it look like she's folding the clothes and putting it away. And here is how the build ended up looking. I love it so much. It's super cottagecore and and I'm obsessed. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Next video will definitely be the last video for my island. And then after that, stay tuned for my island tour. I love you all always. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.